Here we are in our winter wonderland out here. It's so crazy because I had moved here, like I said, I think I said yesterday, I think I've said it a lot of times, but when I moved here, I had looked it up and it was supposed to be between 35 and 75. And it rained a lot, but it wasn't like constant pouring. It was more like a drizzly kind of rain, but there was still sun. There was sunshine, and the actual sun was around. And now, I haven't seen the sun in months. The moon shows up every once in a while. We got the weird layered sky with the multiple cloud systems happening. We got the inversion where it's lighter on the bottom than it is on the top. It's weird looking, and it's so weird as other people don't. That's weird. That doesn't look weird at all. I don't know. I'm from a different world. That's all I know. I'm from a different world. And but now, like this morning when I got up, weirdly enough, like we had this freaking guy who was supposed to come and deliver wood. I went to go get wood last week, and the guy didn't have any out. So came home, had no idea that I'm just busily crocheting. Had no idea that we're about to go into this fucking bullshit. And then, so this guy says he's bringing a cord of wood. He's gonna come and drop it yesterday. He says, "Oh, I'm out loading it. I'm gonna go," and then never came. So then in the evening, he messaged, "Oh, I'm on my way." And it's like, don't come in the dark. It's fucking pitch black out here. And oh no, he's got it. He's got so many deliveries tomorrow. He's got to come. No wood. Why would you even? Oh, I don't even understand. I just put my last piece in, but it's fucking so cold. The inside of my windows are icy in the house. It is so freaking cold. My cold water is frozen in the sink. I have heat tape on the pipes, but even with the heat tape, the cabinet's open, and I left the water dripping in the tub, but I must not have in the kitchen sink. But the hot water is still going, but the cold water is frozen. So hopefully that pipe doesn't bust. But anyways, you can't be prepared no matter what. Like I said, like you get down, like you go get at the store, you get your produce, your creamer, the stuff that goes bad. And then you get down to that's gone. You still got your rice and beans, but then it's like, Jesus Christ, now I don't even have my freaking no more produce, no more creamer, that kind of stuff that you use all the time. So then it's just like, oh my God. And what really irritates me too is that, like, I knew there was going to be stuff going on here where I am because, like I've said, I'm in red zone, and the people believe every fucking thing that they are told. So I knew that we were going to be getting hit hard, but the thing that I'm seeing is it's like we went from the fire thing, and man, we were getting hit all fucking summer with shit. And then the poison on the trees, and it's all of a sudden all of the leaves, everything started coming off, and it's like the trees look like they're dying. These motherfuckers are horrible people. The most recent, I can't remember all the stuff. It's a blessing and it's a curse. But since the floods just happened like a week before the whatever, turning us into goddamn igloo, the snow is so deep and it is so freaking frigid. And this is just the start of it. Like, it's the whole week ahead. Like, they're trying to do the Texas thing to us that they did there. Like, see how many people we can kill. We'll turn off the power. We'll make it real damn cold. God, these people are just monsters. And, at least be honest. You want to be monsters at war? Be honest about it. Let us fight back. Don't trick people into just fucking walking off the plank. Be honest about what you're doing. You can't sit here and just throw it in some movies and think you've disclosed it. No. You still got, you're way out of balance on things. These souls that have been doing this stuff, they are, like, think about, because I don't believe in heaven and hell. Like, this is hell. But, the concept of, heaven and hell, I don't believe that kind of thing. But this kind of life that you come into, you know, this hellacious kind of existence that you come in to learn as a soul. I mean, it seems horrible, but as a soul, you know, it's just an experience. It's not real. This isn't real life. This is just, you know, coming into play, act. It's like, it's not an act because you develop who you think you are. You know, this whole thing is about a development of your own character. It's like an improv. You gotta, you know, it's shooting from the hip. Like, what am I gonna do in this case? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? You know? So, but that's what this is all about. They've just misled people into thinking, like, this is it. This is it. You were accidentally put on this earth, and now all you have to look forward to is death and misery, suffering. You know, that's such a manipulation. Such a manipulation of existence. It's so deceitful. But, you know, people are waking up. I mean, people who were just science, you cease to exist at the end of all this. You just, you know, get out of your fantasy that you exist and you have a soul. You know, all those people, now they're a lot more like, so give me more about this soul thing. You notice the soul, like all of a sudden they're like the experts on the soul, because your soul is speaking to you. We all are experts on our soul because we're experts on ourselves. Your soul is in there speaking to you. You just have somebody else screaming in your freaking ear and distracting your eyeballs, messing with your senses so that you forget about who's inside of you. And that is, you know, that is who is here to lead us and to guide us. But so many people have just been so deceived to not even connect with that part of themselves. So I think what's going on is really beautiful. It is quite tedious. You know, one of the things I've noticed too is, like I said before, I have noticed that people are waking up, but they're waking up to, it isn't just like, oh, you mean they're lying? You mean the mainstream media is lying about everything under the sun, every single fucking thing? It's like, yeah, you can get Inspector Taddick on this shit. I've got some stuff you can come inspect at my house. So, anyways, if we, that really got me off thinking about reenacting some fingerling scenes. So, anyways, so let's get back to this. Oh, so the way that the people are kind of waking up, what I'm seeing, I'm still not alone, is that it isn't just like everything is a lie. It's like they can know, like, everything's a lie. You don't trust anybody. Like, they don't trust anybody except for themselves and each other. Like, they signal to each other. Like, gotcha. Yeah, we got it. It's like, okay. We're just observing this, you know, this consciousness that is coming to. It's really interesting, but it's rough. It's rough stuff. It's tedious too. But so the thing is that they're waking up to other parts of themselves first. Like other aspects, like this, their soul is speaking to them. It's like their soul is speaking to them and guiding them. And like I've said, like I had to just shut it down, you know, just stop talking. Stop fucking talking, because all I was doing was pushing buttons. Anything I even say, you know, when the devil speaks, you know, and when you've gotten that label from society, they've labeled you, you know, and it's weird how people who you think know you wouldn't see through that, but really it is that nobody really knows you. We haven't even known ourselves. So how could anybody really truly know us? We were all being flexible, like a bunch of, there was these toys when I was a kid, and I remember Gumby, that's what it was. It was a Gumby doll, and he had a horse, a pink or reddish kind of horse. And he had a brown mane, but, you know, Mandela effect, no telling. Now on fucking Christmas Carol, damn Tiny Tim, he doesn't say, God bless us one and all. He says, God bless us everyone. It's like, dude, I can't even hear that. All I can hear is God bless us one and all. I was like, what the hell are they doing to you? Messing you up. So, I don't know. But back in the day, in my reality, where I grew up, there was this little bendable thing called a gumby. And he was a funny looking little alien looking guy. He had like a weird hairdo. But he was just like this hard rubbery thing. And he had a friend, a horse. And I know it had a brown mane and it was a red horse. I can picture him, and he had big eyes, and he had a cartoon on, if you can call it a cartoon. Our cartoons were much different than the cartoons nowadays. But it's kind of like claymation, I think. But anyways, I think that is what people were like, no, I'll just bend this way, I'll bend this way if I please this person and please that person, and pretty soon we're just contorted. We're not even really representing ourselves and who we are. We're just lost, and it's no wonder we have such severe depression, obesity, and high blood pressure. Just that disconnect where people don't really care like what happens to other people. Like they'd rather get it on film, like, oh, maybe I'll get famous. I'll get a viral thing of somebody dying, and that'll be my stardom. So I go, yeah, that's what we want. You know, I had just seen too that it was an anniversary of Chris Farley's death, and it was making me think about, you know, it really truly is. It's the legacy you leave behind. Is what is the energy imprint that you leave when you leave here? You leave, you know, with and each person's gonna affect different people. But in the overall general legacy that you leave behind, are you trying to do good, or are you just trying to defend yourself and put others in their place, you know? It's things that we just need to look about over ourselves. That's what we're really here for. They told us that we're here to, I don't know, get nice grills and big old gold chains and, you know, slap a lot of booty. But really, we're here to evolve as spiritual beings, you know? To really bring ourselves up to who we, you know, notice who it is that we want to be, to really redefine ourselves, define ourselves separate from this fucked up society that's created. And, you know, it's all part of this process. And, you know, you can't do anything about it. It's happening. Just like I said, like I started noticing I need to just, you know, shut it down and not say things, because all I'm doing is causing this wall to bounce back from. You know, like everything I say, it's just like, hit the ball back, Bob, hit the ball back. It's like, no, I'll just be quiet. I'll just let the universe do its work, because it's doing it. It's doing its work. It always is, even if it seems like it's not sometimes. Today, my hair, oh man, you know, I curled that thing, and then I've got like my mom's hair now. It's like, oh, her hair is much bigger, but and way more silver. But it's like salt and pepper, but her hair is curly and it's like crazy. So every time I look, I'm like, oh my God. Anytime my hair gets crazy, then I'll be like, oh my God, your hair's turning into your mom's. Because my mom does look like a crazy witch lady with her crazy hair. Anyways, so, but I am noticing that people are waking up at their own pace, at their own, and when you think about that on a soul level, meaning about each person would come into this in their own kind of, that's what I said, everybody's path, everybody's trail is so unique. That's why you can't go to others and say, oh, tell me what to do, how do I get there, what do I do? You know, it's all about waking up that inside of you and finding your guidance, you know, because each person's path is so unique, and especially how they wanted to wake up, you know, because this is very, very difficult. I mean, to me, yeah, if you didn't have any kind of spiritual, like a pillar, a little spiritual pillar, and then you get the impact of what's about to come with how much everything is manipulated and the lies and all the stuff that you believed and what you stood up for, and that you were standing up for the wrong thing, when you have to face that, you know, you need that little pillar. You're gonna need that little pillar for impact. So it makes sense to me why people are going at it that way, you know, and we could stand here all day long, the ones of us awake, and see it. Stand here all day long, screaming and screaming. Like I said, I've been fucking doing it a goddamn year. There's a fire! Fire! And they're all just like, oh, so what are we gonna have for dinner? It's like, that crazy lady over there, she's screaming again. How do we do it? I don't know, just ignore her. Okay. That's hell for you. But back to that, is that those people, those souls that have gone and done these dastardly deeds and stepped all over people's free will and manipulated and stuff like that, when they have to put things right, like some of the stuff like that they would have to, it kind of makes you feel like every abused animal or person in the future is going to be one of these people. Like, they're just like, okay, somebody needs to be born, it's going to be murdered, okay. Somebody's going to be murdered and beat up every day, okay. And it's like, well, you got to put stuff back in balance, I guess. So I don't know how it all works exactly, but that's what I think. And another thing too is, speaking of that, of what you think, this came up to me. About the, what was it? It was the waking up, and then, yeah, what she said. But it is so, I can't think of what we were talking about, but it is so much. If you, I remember what it was. It was my own talk with my own, wasn't a human, but so if you, and they're all like, the ones I know are super like healthy, they're just doing great. And then I was thinking, so as consciousness, you believe you're healthy, you believe you've done the right thing, you believe you're doing really well, then you will make that happen for yourself. And keep that in mind, because I really think this is true. I mean, you have to explore this for yourself, but I really do think there is something to it. And I've talked about this before, because I've known of people who have been super sick with cancer, AIDS, like I had Hep C and didn't even fucking know it. And but the people who have had these things and didn't know it, and then all of a sudden find out, like, luckily I was already cured, or I would have probably gotten, scared and sick and needed to get those fucking expensive ass shots that they sell. But really, I mean, we can heal ourselves from a lot of shit. And so I think that it is something like, they believe that they are healthy, so they're making themselves healthy. They believe they've done the right thing, so they believe that they are staying healthy and doing the right thing, right? So really, it is kind of going to be super traumatic when the truth comes out, I don't even want to think about it, because it makes me start to feel like I'm about to cry. To think about. I don't like to think about people being scared. It makes me so sad. That's like the worst part too. Like, even when you hear about like somebody getting murdered or whatever, you always think about it is that that period of time, the scared part, where they had to be scared. And that always makes me really sad for people. And I don't know why. It always has. Always has made me really sad for people to be scared. I've been scared before, but yeah, it makes me super sad. And another thing, I was thinking about, it just came to my mind. I was thinking about, but I forgot until I just said that. It came to my mind again. Was that I had this friend, and I probably talked about her before, but the other day I was like, people come into your mind because they come to visit you. You think like because someone's dead, they're gone, but they come and visit you, and they enter your space, they enter your energetic field, and you can feel them. You'll start to think about them, you'll remember stuff about them, and you'll give a feeling back, like a love or whatever. You got to start tuning into this stuff. Then you'll realize it exists. We're trained to not tune into it, to think it's crazy. Why would I think about that? Why would I think there's a ghost here? That's crazy. Ghosts are scary. They're monsters. You go out of a body and you still exist. You must be a monster. But anyways, speaking of murder, that's what reminded me. So I had this friend, Theresa, when I was young. It was when I very first started, just left high school and started going out and going to the bars and go dancing. And oh my gosh, I was bitten by then. Going out and dancing is my thing. But so I started doing it when I was like I think I was 17 really, because at 18 was the drinking age back then. So you could go in bars, and back in the 70s, and then when you went in bars, it was always live bands. It was before the DJ thing. Like when that started, it was like, what? A DJ? Like, yeah, it was before that. Before that, we had live music when you would go out and you go dance. It was so fun. It was really fun. I hope that that comes back. That's one thing I think that is universal that people can enjoy. But when I first started going, and I had a group of people that I met up with, and we would hang out and stuff all the time. And one of these people was Theresa, and she was older, and she was kind of very Marlene Dietrich. She kind of reminded me of her. She looked kind of like her. She definitely looked like old-fashioned, and she dressed, all of her clothes were always dressed like in the 40s. And I was funky. I still am a funky clothes person. And I used to wear my grandma's dresses, because back in the day, you know, the women used to wear dresses. Like, they wear a damn dress and heels to do dishes and cook dinner. And so she had these cool, and they wouldn't have a million dresses. Like, I've got a million clothes. I've got way too much clothes. You know, they'd have like 4 dresses and 2 pairs of shoes or something. And, you know, it's very different. Like, we really have become a consumerism society. Like, there's such a degree, it's disgusting. And I'm a part of it. I mean, I've got a shit ton of clothes. I love clothes and shoes. So, anyways, so Theresa, she was super stylish. She was just so unique. And she was like 5 years older than me. And she was already divorced. I was like, wow, she's so worldly. She's already divorced? She's already been married and divorced? She's already had sex with somebody and been married and all that? I was like, whoa. She just seemed so worldly. So and I was troubled at home and stuff. I started getting kicked out. Like, neither of my parents wanted me, or I didn't even want them. But at 17, you know, it's like, just get her an apartment. And that didn't go well, because it just turned into a party house, and somebody started on fire, and I got kicked out of the apartments. But anyways, at that time though, whenever I was probably on my 4th apartment by this time, I was like 18, and I went and I might have been 19 when I moved in with her, but we got this really cool place. It was super cool, and she had all these really cool antiques. I mean, her place was so fun cool, especially for somebody who was super young, and she was so worldly. But she always was like, she wanted to be famous, and she was like, I'll be murdered, I don't care, I'll be famous, but I'll be a murder, you know, like the Dahlia or something. She was all into it. She didn't care. She just wanted to go out with a bang, and she was just such a cool person. And at 26, she got breast cancer, and you didn't live from that stuff back then. And she, the doctor just didn't know what it was and left it for a year, and then it got real big, and it metastasized and went all over her body. And there was no hope. She was going to die. And she was very young, and she, you know, it was very, I had already moved, and she started having so many problems. It's just really sad. But she gave me these cool bookends that I still keep them with me all the time. I mean, she still was such a important person to me, and she wasn't in my life that long. But anyways, I was just like, I'm going to talk about her, because she always wanted to be famous, and I'm just going to talk about her, because, you know, she needed to be known. She was a super cool person. She was just so open and honest and fun, and yeah, it was super sad. Her death really affected me, especially at such a young age, and for somebody who was so fun and so live and so unique. But that's one thing about death, is that we have a weird concept of it, and we get so traumatized by it. But really, I mean, think about it. Every soul doesn't come in here to age. Every soul doesn't come in here to stay forever. Every soul comes in to have an experience. And they have an experience with other souls that they know, so that they can learn from each other and go in and experience stuff together. Even your enemies in this life are very good friends to you in soul world. We don't have the same kind of animosity towards each other in soul world. That's only in this, you know, this created world. When you die, all of a sudden you're just like, nothing mattered. Why would I hold on to that? And then you get to go in a life review, you get to look at it, you get to see how other people felt, and then you get to, you know, That's what sets you up, I think, for your next life. Which I think they're all happening at once, because I don't think that this thing about time, I don't think it's linear like that. I don't think it's like, oh, this started and then this, and this. I think it's all just like realities. Really just doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, we only can understand what we can understand, how we understand it, until we learn more. So all our opinions should be ever expanding. We should never be stuck. We should never be closed. We should never just be like, but close that book. I know it all. No, we got to be open. We got to be open to other chapters, other books. We got to be, you know, looking. That's why I think of it, life as being an exploration and learning and experiencing. So, yeah, I'm going to go think about some more fingerling and Farfanugan. So anyways, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.